And we are back with game number 2 of Short Bus versus Busch League Gaming, a best of 3 series. Busch League Gaming, playing on Dyer once again, will be banning the Witch Doctor and the Lich. Guest Beasts just have a vendetta against these heroes. Meanwhile, Short Bus will be banning the Sven and the Elder Titan. Radiant's first pick, the Jakiro. Mixing it up a little. They do have first pick this game. So previously they had second pick, meaning they got to see a hero. So they picked the Venge in response to Mars. Pretty good pick. But now we have the Jakiro, a first pick, a very solid first pick. Jakiro being able to play 4 or 5. Very flexible hero. And Radiant will respond with a Snapfire. Could be a Snapfire mid, could be a Snapfire 4, Snapfire 5. Who fucking knows at this point? I don't. Could be Snapfire carry. Oops.
10 seconds remain.
Now, Snapfire, very solid to pick early on in the draft because if it's a bad Snap 4 game, you can throw it mid. If it's a bad Snap mid game, you can throw it 4, 5. Doesn't really matter. Very flexible hero. JT loves to play at mid, so that could be what we're seeing here. Lena. Alright. Dyer identifying with their picks. They're very good at pushing out waves. Very good at pushing out waves. Meaning they can pick basically heroes that don't want to be on waves. So PA, Spectre. Spectre kind of wants to be on wave, but like heroes like that. Maybe a Drow. We'll go with the Oracle. Having that Fate's Edict ability will come in handy against this massive amount of magical damage. Also a Dispel for the Jakiro. Very solid pick, this Oracle. Ban coming out will be the Medusa, a JT special, Spectre, Lifestealer, AM. Everyone knows what they want to ban. They're not taking any time with that. Here's where it gets a little tricky. Juggernaut, okay. Would be annoying for Lena and Jakiro to play against a Juggernaut, as none of your buttons work. In spin, at least. Grabbing some more pasta here. If you were watching game 1, I am a pasta aficionado, if you will.
Radiant's turn to pick.
Is that a word? Aficionado? Fanboy?
Dyer's turn to pick. Faceless void.
Oh, baby. They got the combo. But again, I'd like to see a little more information before picking your hard carry. They could be setting up their offlaner for a good game. I think Void's pretty much good all the time, though. Especially, I do like the Void pick here. You know, you have an Oracle behind you. We don't run into the same problem as last game with the AA Spectre lane. We have a carry that likes to hit people, or hit things, and an Oracle sitting behind him. So Oracle not being a kill hero, but at the same time, flip that switch and murder people left and right. This will be a no corn Beastmaster. I did play a pub with no corn today on Beastmaster, and we did lose. Albeit, it was no fault of his own. We had a Rubik position 5, and it was very sad. Now,
10 seconds.
coming in for the next pick, I could see an Elsie, I could see an Omni Knights, I could see an Abaddon, a Dispel being extremely strong against this Beastmaster hero. Being able to completely nullify his ult with a click of a button. They do have the hard Dispel for Oracle. And I've actually saw a Brax, the offlaner, for team... I forget what team he's on. But he was saying Beastmaster was a very good counter to Oracle. Because although Oracle can save your target, Beastmaster... Oracle does nothing against Beastmaster summons. And on top of that, he has Hawk to scout out this Oracle. Being able to find him pretty easily. It will be a Pango this time as the offlane hero. Pretty decent Pango game. You do have to be worried about being Primal Roared while you are ulting though.
5 seconds.
It's got to be a no corn Beastmaster. I assume it's a no, maybe a. I think a Freddy Jakiro. And a guide is playing his position for Lena. Lena Beastmaster is a pretty strong lane. Because if you're out of position for 1 second, that boar solo, Lena's right clicks, you can just it can turn fatal real quick. Now, Dire will select the Riki Maru. Very good hero this game, I think. You're pretty much able to get on top of Oracle. You can stop the snap ult. Your silence is extremely strong against heroes like Void and Pango, as the AoE is quite massive. Another OD ban. I don't think Beast likes that hero OD. Pretty shitty OD game, again, but
10
all things considered.
Dire must choose.
I guess he's thinking that Astral can save people from Roar, so I understand that line of thinking.
10 seconds.
I didn't give a prediction last game, but I will predict this game. I need to see more information first, so we will be waiting for these last 2 picks. I think that Dire needs to have another like mobile hero, a hero that can kind of get away from these big ultis again, and it will be the Morphling. Very scary to pick Morphling. Not get last pick. Morphling does lose a lot of mid lanes, most notably Shadow Fiend, Quap, pretty good. Puck, very strong against Morphling. A Morphling could beat a Quap, I think. It's just a matter of will you set the aggression. I think Puck would work very well. Maybe not. I think Dire has a very strong draft. Not a lot of holes. They have the split push. They have the heroes that don't want to farm waves. Morphling, Riki. Not heroes that don't really want to farm waves. Very good understanding, I think. And Radiant's draft, very good at team fighting and picking off heroes. Fuck it, dude. Run an AA mid. Let's see it. Underlord. Alright, it will be the Snapfire mid. I think Snap does pretty well against Morphling, having a lot of burst. Can kind of catch Morphling off guard. It will come down to the first couple waves, though, as Morphling is a hero that struggles very, very early on. Alright. I like the Underlord pick. I think it is exactly what Radiant needed. It teams fights very well, and it also frontlines. None of these heroes really want a frontline. Void, Pango, Snapfire, Oracle. They need a big, beefy boy to soak a lot of damage, soak a lot of spells. And Underlord is probably the perfect pick. So very pleased. If I had to guess, I would say, I'd say Radiant this time. I think they've kind of corrected their problem, which was the big ultis that we talked about in game 1, not being able to press their buttons. But I think Radiant is also extremely scary without the big ultis. The real only ultis they're playing around is the Chronosphere. Rolling Boulder being a spell that is really low, pretty low cooldown every minute. So with my hero introductions, we have Ice Goddess on the Pango, with previously position 5 player, but now he's playing the 4 Pango. Oh, so it's a 4 Pango. Right, that makes sense, yeah. We have Fluke on the Underlord. Snapfire mid is being played by JT. We have the Chosen One playing Oracle, Gold Tier Oracle, and a Gold Tier Faceless Void played by Valgar. Meanwhile, over here, it looks like an aggressive play. A 5-man smoke, perhaps, is being made. No smokes in inventory. They're just going to bring 5 heroes to a rune. Now, Zahari is playing the Riki. Guide is playing the Lina. No Corn on his Beastmaster. Punished Freddy is playing the Jakiro. And then Beast is on his signature Platinum tier Morphling. Now, let's see if they... Remember, last game, AA did feed the First Blood rune. I think they're trying to make that same thing happen to this Oracle. I think Radiant is aware, though, because no one is up here, so they must have 5 bottom. And it looks like they will give that rune away. I mean, they get 2 runes, so it's not that big a deal. I think the real loser here is Dire, because they did bring 5 heroes here, so now they have to walk all the way back up. Pango is going to be able to do something. They will commit TPs. Unfortunately, you're not able to drag that first wave, Pango. Point up the last hits. And JT setting that aggressive precedent. That's what I'm talking about. This is how you beat a Morphling. You fucking hit his ass. Forced to salve already. Down to 1 Tango. And JT making a massive wave. JT playing this lane extremely well. Does take a lot of damage there, but that's okay. JT will have level 2. Nice. Looking down bottom, I think the most action we're going to see is probably this bottom lane. If I have to make a guess. Pulls happening. Velgar leading the CS board. Nicely done. Careful about that agility, brother. Look at that damage. Get out of my lane, says JT. This is my area. Not a lot of action happening in this game. Last game we already had 4 kills at 2 minutes, but this game 0. Both teams taking a more passive approach. Will be the JT Soul Ring. That will allow her, Snapfire I mean, to spam these abilities more and more often. And like I said, this bottom lane, gonna be the kill lane. Void not being the best hero against this type of combo, as Beastmaster, a lot of his damage is over time. Not a lot of burst on this hero. Small instances with the boar. Courier kill for Freddy, perhaps. Looks like it's just a little too quick. Pango. I love this style of position 4. Where you just kind of like give your Underlord the lane. Make this Jakiro chase you all around. You are going to... Oh, king down bottom. A lot of bashes. Velgar, though. A little too afraid to chase. Beast is doing pretty well in CS, but he has had to spend a lot of money on this regen. Nicely done, JT. Cookie misses. JT's got to be careful. Pango is looking for something, but Morphlene's a pretty hard hero to gank. Yeah, so Snap is winning in terms of net worth, only by a little bit. That just comes down to spending some of your gold on this regen here. Thinks a Pango's afoot, but indeed it's not. Once again, though, a lot of heroes are getting a lot out of these lanes. No one's really shut down.
Precious bounty.
Pretty uneventful lane. Not a lot happening. JT does have level 6. Could go for some globs here, and indeed he does. Multiple globs connecting. This is a lot of damage Morphling is walking into. Maxed out on strength. Beast is probably not that happy about this lane. Snap pretty hard for him to deal with. Morphling, I mean. Bottom, a lot of damage on Velgar.
Dire's top tower is in danger.
Don't underestimate the power of victory.
Everyone's pretty much even in terms of yeah, the game's pretty much even. Some damage on Fluke. I don't think he cares though. He's gonna walk away. But again, I mean, the offlaner's getting a lot out of these lanes. Snap doing way better than last game on the DP. And Pango does die. Looks like Ricky hit 6. and just went for a kill. Riki is very strong at level 6. It's a lot of damage. 1.4 is no joke. Yawn. GD bottom. Norcorn and Void both about to hit 6. Maybe it will come down to who hits 6 first. Will be Nocorn. Runs away. TD on snap. Pink's coming out top. They want this Pango. Looking mid. Velgar with the Chrono. Not enough damage, though, to bring down Beast. I don't think, at least. Does have Snapfire's abilities. Cookie up. Oh! JT with the outplay. Unfortunately, Oracle did die bottom, but, I mean, that's a fine price to pay for the death of the Morphling. Okay, says Beast. We will see. The game is on, Beast. Underlord does die top. A lot of damage, and Pango does get the return kill. Snapfire reporting up top. Does have Dust. Riki not with a good Blink Strike target. Will get dusted. Unfortunate that that ability does not hit, but Zahari taking a fuck ton of damage, and JT firing the gobbles in style as he farms this creep wave. Meanwhile, down bottom, Nocorn does not have ulti. And I think this is the right move. Sending the Underlord mid. I don't think Beast ever kills Underlord, and I don't think Underlord ever kills Beast, but Fluke able to farm a lot more in the mid lane. A lot of pings coming out. Freddy with a smoke. They do walk into Snapfire here. Not sure what Snapfire really does. Unfortunate for her. She was a little low from hitting creeps. Meanwhile, everyone's just content with farming. These are where the plays start to happen. Yeah, they are committing Roar, Laguna. That's a dead Oracle. I'd like to see Radiant put maybe Underlord or Pango's dying as well. Beastmaster doing Beastmaster things. Taking over a part of the map. Creating a dead lane, if you will. Now this is where Beastmaster chills and farms this entire part of the map. Lina goes, fights. Pink's coming out. Fluke setting the aggressive precedent, but now he's not on a Mars, he's on an Underlord, so. Can you hear me now, boys? Penguin, can you hear me now? Getting some audio fixed up here. If anyone can hear me, message me on Discord. Looks like they did. Is there a way to watch live? Returning back to the game. A lot of abilities happen mid. I apologize for the delay. People are asking if they could watch the stream live on the Dota 2 Enthusiast Discord server. Looks like they did kill the Underlord, and they are taking the middle tower. Snapfire with the aggressive ulti here. Void not having Chronosphere. Having committed it on Rikimaru. We'll have to back off. Unfortunate, Radiant is just kind of losing their footing in this game. Pango still level 5. He just hit 6. Roll comes in. He's here to party. Bouncing around like a little ball. Fluke TPing into the mid lane. Sending out that Firestorm. A lot of damage on a no-corn. I think they just want to hold this middle tower. Waiting for Void to get those necessary items to carry this game. Not having the best lane this game. I mean, if we look at net worth, see that Underlord, the only one that surpassed 5k. A lot of damage coming down on Pango, and Pango does fall here. They really want this tier 1 tower. It looks as though Underlord is able to stall this push. Exactly what they need this game. No Corn picking up an illusion rune, retreating to the jungle to farm. Does have Necro 3. Looks like some damage is coming out. Everyone's content just farming their items. Void waiting for that crucial BKB. He needs that item to fight. Very hard for Radiant to take a fight. Underlord content with sitting mid. Defending this tower until the end of time, until he dies. Underlord will defend with his life. They are sitting multiple heroes mid. Pretty much 5 heroes mid. And Radiant getting a lot of space off of this. Pango hitting level 7 here. Maybe soon. Void getting creeps. And they will get a pick off on Oracle. Riki picking up that Diffusal Blade. Pinging out that there's wards here. Pinging that they want this tower. They've wanted this tower for 15 minutes now. And Fluke smacking the shit. Looks like they did kill the Pango down here at the bottom rune. And Snapfire. Big ults. Big ults. Will kill the Beastmaster here. But I believe Riki is on the hunt. Looking for Snapfire with the Diffusal Blade. Snapfire, get the hell out of there. Snapfire! No! Oh, poor JT. Look. Oh. Fortune's End. False Promise. Void showing up to the fight. Does have Chrono. But where's his team there? Everyone's dead. A lot of pinks coming out. Looks as though Velgar getting the Mask of Madness, getting the BKB. It's a pretty rough game for Radiant this time. It just comes down to, like, who's better at pushing out waves, right? These waves are always pushed in. Beastmaster, Jakiro, Lina, these heroes are constantly pushing in lanes. And Riki, Morphling can just kind of play off map. Meanwhile, we have Underlord constantly looking down mid. Sahari on a killing spree now. Void might get the Chrono off here. Alright, no. But Radiant, not the best at clearing waves. It's really just the Snapfire and the Underlord. Pango eventually, right, once he gets items. But at this stage in the game, not the best at clearing out waves. You probably need 2 or 3 swashbuckles at most. Void getting caught out here. Not the lane you want to be. We'll get clipped by the ice path. And we'll drop down here. Looks like it might be... I wouldn't call it GG. They do need to regroup. They need to go together. They need to strike as one. They have the Snapfire ult. They have the Ags. This is the big ult. This is the big boy. The end all be all. They could throw this fat tanky lard into Ricky's face and drop a chrono on his ass. Looks like Ricky, though, setting the pace of this game very aggressively. Gobbling up, spinning away. JT, what a play. I would tip JT if I could. But again, Dire very happy with this. They're farming 2 waves. They're farming 3 waves, basically. Smoke is called, I'm sure. They want to get this Beastmaster. They want to get this Riki. Probably a... they do get the Riki. Gobbling, gobbling, gobbling. Spitting that goop all over Ricky's fat face. And JT will get the kill there. 462 gold for the Snapfire. I think No Corn recognizes that they don't have ultimates. There are draws on the map. They want to kill this Void. No Corn wrapping. Getting the right engage. The right angle. Nice bash. Oh. No Corn. Valgar pretty aggressive with his jump there. And No Corn showing the patience. Throwing the Oracle in. The last person I'd see throw in. Roar will come out on Oracle. But Radiant is finding their way back into this game with these key crucial kills on the Rikimaru, on the Lina, on the Beastmaster. Morphling coming in. Does have the Yasha. Pretty strong, but at the same time, they got to be mindful of this burst damage on this Snapfire. Looks like Riki's back and he's ready to strike. Underlord could channel his ulti, and that will be the call. Unfortunately, not able to save the Pango, though. They're pinging Velgar. Stolen Snapfire ult. Cookie, I'm sorry. By the transformed Morphling. That is quite the play. We're definitely going to be seeing more of that later. Radiant understanding they need these ultis to fight their team. They should. They may smoke soon. I think once we get Chrono off, we might see another smoke. Ping's coming out top. They might want to defend top tower. Fluke is going the Crimson Guard. Probably a really good item against this. Not probably. Pretty good item against this Beastmaster. They will ping the Underlord, but man, he's got Vanguard. He's got Greaves. Looking on the backline, Riki finds the Oracle. Oracle has to false promise himself. Throwing in the Pango with the roll. So much damage coming out. Velgar's in. He's ready to smack some butt. And Riki has to skitter on out of there. Beastmaster, though, kind of happy with this trade as he's getting a lot of space here. Almost level 13 on the Beastmaster. Looking at levels, he is not the top of the charts, but he has had a lot of space this game. Beastmaster being a hero that, you know, needs to hit a lot of creeps, you know. He needs to farm. You don't really want to run around and fight with your team all game as Beastmaster. You want to be getting these items, this Bling Dagger, Lotus Orb, Necro 3, etc., etc. Now, they do have Chronosphere if they want to use it. They have definitely shifted the pace of the game. Dire being on kind of a bit of the back foot now. As Radiant is showing that they do got a little spunk in them. It looked pretty dire earlier, but a couple of key kills. And it looks like Beast is taking a lot of damage against his Underlord. And I don't think you're ever killing this guy. He might even die. Alright, no. Beast able to shift those attributes. Looks like Riki has found the Oracle. We need a 4-step on this hero. Perfect disarm. Cookie gobbled up. JT throwing him in. And the Roar will come out on the Snapfire. Looks like Void might show up to this fight. He might be a little late, though. A lot of damage coming out on the Riki. Will they be able to drop him? Zahari. Nice evasion there. Ooh, good chrono. But I don't know if they have the damage. They will bring down the Beastmaster, but Velgar a little too deep and will get Laguna Bladed by Guide there. On the hunt for Fluke. And it strictly is just this coordination, right? If they have their abilities, they should look to make an aggressive play, right? Or maybe not an aggressive play, but they should be together, ready to use these abilities. Because what happens is your Oracle, your Snap, they die before you're even there. So you're committing Chronosphere. Okay, Battle of the Fives here. But I think there's a... Oh, tricky No Corn with the micro. Guide coming in for the stun. Does have the Yules. One more purge in 5 seconds on that creep. I think it will die before then, though. But you just saw them lose a fight with all their abilities, and now they're trying to take a fight without those abilities. I'd like to see Fluke just sort of sit. That's exactly what I wanted Velgar to do, and he did it. Game is hard comes up with the Pango. Fastest blade in the land. Ricky Maru coming for your void. Pinging away. I'm going to solo kill this guy. Watch me, boys. Watch me. Mask of Madness is popped. That's a lot of minus armor. Waiting for the perfect time to strike on the Ricky Maru. I think Void knows something's up. And here he comes. Blinking in. Time walk away. Ricky has just revealed himself, but looking down here, we have No Corn Beast and Freddy all connecting on this play. A lot of pings coming out. No Corn getting the necessary Solar Crest. We'll be able to save people from Chrono for sure. Also buffing up his Riki and Morphling. Oracle's so close to this Force Staff. Just like a couple 800 gold off. And Void, that is the BKB. Mask of Madness BKB. Don't really have to build damage if you have a ton of Chrono damage as it is. Just need to get off that perfect Chrono. Riki finding the DD rune. I think they were trying to save that for Void, but Riki was able to just walk up and pick it up. I think Radiant might make a smoke play here. Do we have any smokes? Negative on that one, Skipper. They're showing 4 heroes on the map. Pango jumping in, getting roared immediately though. And he does just die. Meanwhile, Oracle dying up here. The engage is just off. Chrono does connect on the Jakiro. Unfortunately, Riki being able to get out of that. Fluke tanking a ton of damage here. Don't think it's enough though. And it's just a matter of the engage. Just a matter of the engage. They need them to go on the Underlord, and once they've committed too many resources, that's their time to strike. Looks like Beast is on a double kill now. And that was a dieback on Pangolier. Morphling zipping in. Uh-oh, maybe he's overextended a little bit. A lot of damage on this Lina, a lot of damage on this Riki. Riki kind of low, though. Pretty ambitious blink, and Oracle snipes that kill. Void, false promised. Huge cookie play. Velgar showing up in style. Beast having to kind of run away here. Is max strength. Meanwhile, to the north, we'll be able to bash this motherfucker. And they will bring this guy down. Oh, Beast holding on for dear life. But JT throws a creep and blows his ass up. Now, Radiant, able to do that with no ults. Let's see what they can do with their ults. It seems as though every time their ults are up, they actually lose a fight. Whereas when their ults are down, they win a fight. Very weird to see. Not a flame, just an observation, for sure. Pinging this No Corn. No Corn taking towers, doing his thing. Is caught out. And they definitely have enough damage to kill him. And he'll just die. And what are the next items we want to see? I kind of want to see a BKB on Riki or Morphling. Yes, they have the Chrono, you know. But at the same time, you can, you know, all of Pango's shit, all of Underlord's shit, Oracle, Snapfire. None of this stuff does anything to a BKB. Telescope picked up by both teams here. Very good item on Oracle and Lina, respectively. Oracle picking up the smoke. This is what I wanted to see for a while. And it looks like they will be doing a 4 or 5-man smoke. I think that is the idea, you know. Sit behind this Underlord. Leave him out of the play. Don't worry about him. Like, Underlord is a fat piece of crap. That's what he does. He walks around like a turd. And you kind of just sit behind him. He can be in the smoke or out of the smoke. But the point being, like, you want them to go on the Underlord. See that turd skitter? I do find the Riki here. Hops. Ooh. Velgar showing patience. Needs vision in order to kill the Riki. Looks like Dire was also smoked as well. Like ships in the night. No corn. Pings going back and forth. Wow. Reaction speed. Gets it even through his death. A lot of damage coming out. They are able to kill the Lina. Throwing in. Oh, Morphling. A lot of damage. Here comes the roll. Will they get the Riki here? He is unfortunately bashed. Riki caught out a little bit. He is able to blink out. And they will trade 5 for 5. Or 5 for 4. I'm sorry. Riki coming back in. Here comes Void. It's Chowtown. Oh no, Beast coming back in. They might be able to bash him down. Velgar understanding that Morphling is a scary motherfucker. Bash, please, bash, 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 bash. Get some rolls here. JT hanging on for dear life here. Does have some abilities, but unfortunately I think he will die in the CC here. Huge Underlord pit. Void coming back in. Riki, keycard. Target is dead. Hitting the Jakiro with some damage. And Beast dropping low. I think this might be a kill. Chosen One with the dunk. Lina back for seconds as she will probably feed here. Looks like no corn in the Chosen One. Oh, Velgar, the discipline. Most dumbasses would chase after this Lina, but he knows the Beastmaster is the key target here. Velgar understanding that no corn is priority. Very good. Well played by Velgar. I thought Lina would be dead, but, you know, knowing the discipline on Velgar, he would go for the key kill there rather than the Lina. Like, he had the opportunity to kill Lina or Beast. He's taking Beastmaster every fucking time. And here comes the MKB. Very scary. This faces Void being able to basically double damage his MKB if he gets a time lock proc. Attacking a second time. They will ping the Roche, but I don't think they're set up in time. So imagine if he killed Lina. They'd have Beastmaster alive. And Lina would probably buy back, but Roche does get claimed by the Radiant now. Farming away. No BKBs on site for any of the Radiant Dire heroes. Not respecting the magical damage on Radiant's team. They do have Smoke and Chrono at their ready. Looks like they will ping for a smoke back here. Oracle in prime position. Void just picked up the MKB. That is the item timing that they need. Looking for this Morphling. I think they see each other. Ping's coming out. An Abyssal Blade for Riki. Interesting. I like the Abyssal. The Abyssal's probably the next best thing he could get. Able to lock down this Void, Snapfire, Pango, all their mobile heroes. Alright, here comes the smoke. Zooming this camera out. Here comes Pango. Let's do it, boys. Popping the smoke. Smoke behind our fat piece of crap. He looks like a turd, doesn't he, ladies and gentlemen? Here he comes. Pink wants that guy. Channeling the stun. So smoke is popped. I think they know something is up. Ping's on this Jakiro. I think they just want to press towers though. Finding Beast. Caught out with the stun. Void coming in with the chrono. Unnecessary, but it's okay. I mean, he wanted that Morphling kill. Looking down bottom, no corn. Split pushing his heart's content, and that ends Radiant's push. Last game, No Corn was able to split push his way back into the game on Beastmaster. I'm sorry, Nightstalker. And now he's playing a whole different beast. This Beastmaster, able to push way faster, take objectives. Very much better at splitting the enemy up, in my opinion, than a Nightstalker. And now Radiant's going to go bottom, take a tier 1, while No Corn takes a tier 2. If they respond, they lose a fight here. Maybe. We'll see. I like JT's item build. A lot of damage coming out. Just like I want to see BKBs on Dire, I do want to see BKBs on Radiant. Void, understanding that Smokescreen is a scary, scary ability. So here comes Fluke to respond to No Corn. Meanwhile, looking bottom. Wow, ouch. Ouchie mama. Guide picking up an Ags on Lina. I kind of like that. Able to go through the BKB on Pango, on Void. Even through the Fate's Edict. Because it will be turned to pure damage. I think they're waiting for the next chrono. They will have another chrono before this Aegis is up. I believe. Green is pinging. I think Sahari has just completed the Abyssal Blade. He's ready to slap some cheeks. Looks like a fight's a brewing here. Void has chrono in 20 seconds. Kind of wants to use this Aegis. Finding the Lina. Fuel's up in the air. Ice Path. And I always forget that ability. Light Strike. Oh, Ray. LSA. Alright, Aegis was reclaimed. Did not have Aegis anymore. Huh. No BKBs. None. Nobody wants BKB this game. Smoke coming out. Understand that Aegis is on CD. They have the Hawks for vision. Smoke. Here we go. Riki a little on the end, like the backside of this fight. Gonna have a good engage here. Pango just dies. Double chrono, huge chrono, lots of damage. Where's Snapfire? Getting roared. Riki's on his ass. Chosen One, perfect position. They are up 5-3 right now. Both supports dead. JT with a perfect ultimate, able to catch out Riki. Riki falling low here. Is able to skitter on away, I think. E-Blade on the Void. And that will be a dead Riki. On the hunt, Velgar. He's thirsty for some water, and I think he just might get it in the river here. Getting that sippy sip of his sippy cup. And JT actually snatching that double kill. My wife is laughing at my remarks. She thinks I'm a very funny guy.
No, I'm not.
You don't like it? You don't like my pun? Is it in the water? Now, the difference between the two games, right, is Radiant isn't reliant on their team fight. As you've seen, they've been able to win some fights without their spells. But last game, I think they had big ultis on all 5 of their heroes. Very hard to combo with that. Tier 2s are being claimed by Radiant. I think their next objective is this outpost. Velgar getting scarier and scarier by the minute. Queuing up the Satanic. He will have it by this next fight, for sure. He's only 600 gold off. Oracle, in the meanwhile, has been on top of his game. Being able to, in his dying breath in one of those fights, get his spells off. And that's all that he needs to do, is just get his spells off. Super problematic for Dire to play against this Oracle. Now, they do have the Vision. They have the Riki. They have the Beastmaster Hawk. They can get on top of him, but it's just a matter of, like, can they see him, you know? They have the Vision, but can they get him? They either need the Vision or they need the jump. Sometimes it's just lacking. And he will have a Ghost Scepter, but Riki, unbeknownst to him, is queuing up this Nullifier. AC picked up by Nocorn. Buffing his team even more. Giving his team 0 armor and 0 attack speed and an AoE. Very good items for Dire here. Levelers, Ninja Gears. Looks like Roche is the move. They do have a Riki clone killing Pango's courier. I think last game his courier died to Roche as well. Unfortunate for him. Not a lot happening at the moment. I think we will see a smoke in just a moment here. Should be on the courier. Negative. They are waiting for it to come off cooldown, I believe. I really like Pango's itemization. Understanding that he doesn't really need to do damage. He just needs to survive, get his abilities off. I like these 2 items. Meanwhile, Void has the Satanic, probably queuing up. I don't even know. So many good items for Void to get. Pairing with this backtrack talent, Butterfly being a prime candidate. Both of the heroes, Morphling and Riki, don't really want to build an MKB. I mean, what hero doesn't, but it's just not something that they normally buy. Morphling going all in on these stats. Roshan is spawned. I think we're going to be seeing some action here. A lot of squigglies on the map. Courier is being slain. Green is pinging bottom. I think he's communicating that that wave's in a bad place. Maybe it's going to push. They do have 4 range creeps. Beast, yeah, 10 to bottom. Beast, push that in. Man, patience from Zoe here. Both teams just waiting for the enemy to misstep. Looks like Radiant will say fuck it and run into the pit. They will get scouted by the Wolf. Lena coming in quick. Void with the leap. Do you see him? He cast this chrono but canceled it. He's just... This man's a machine. So they will find Underlord, but I think he's fine with being found. As look, he's not taking a lot of damage. That is Laguna Blade down. They are just committing to this Roshan here. Void with the chrono. Does get the... Oh, Fat Man Underlord in the pit. Sorry, throwing down the pit of Malice. Looks like Riki did clean up backline with Beast. And Void getting CC'd here. A lot, actually. Riki and Morphling doing a lot of damage this fight. As Void unable to really find an opening. He does get the chrono here. Doing a lot of damage on the Beastmaster. A lot of damage on the Rikimaru. Underlord actually being transformed into by Beast. Oh, Zahari is just cleaning up shop in this fight. Doing a ton of damage to the back lines. And Beast, I don't know if they have enough. Glob. Beastman, oh gosh. Everyone's falling so low, they have to retreat. Looks like Dire will claim Roche. I don't think any of these heroes are likely to come back. Oh, Zahari picking up a haste rune. Oh, no. Zahari has a haste, guys. Oh. Void with the damage! And JT. What a slam donkey by JT. And here come the buybacks. Macropyre committed. Hawks committed. Axis committed. And Void able to... No Corn with the Aegis Snatch and the Cheese Snatch. Able to walk away with all the treasures that Roshan has to drop. And Riki has shown up back to the fight on the backlines, killing the Snapfire. What a disaster for Radiant. Unable to claim that Aegis is No Corn. Just way too quick on the fingers there. Linking forward, does have the Primal War in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I don't think it will be necessary as Void fights for dear life. It will drop. Meanwhile, Beast dropping down Fluke, and it is a disaster for Radiant. Tip, says Beast. Looks like it might be a 2-0 victory for Busch game leaguing. Radiant not giving up this game yet. Void. Oh, Void. Fortune's End. False Promise, I mean. Fortune's End connecting. Void. Can he fight through this? He did pop the Satanic. I'm pretty sure he will heal the full here. As Riki, that is a dieback. Can they find more? Can they find more? Velgar on the hunt. Walking into a Laguna Blade, and I think he might die here. Time walking off all that damage. Does have that backtrack ability. Beast has turned into Void. Will be able to time walk and time dilate things. Nocorn does have Roar in 51 seconds. Velgar and Beast fighting it off for dear life. A lot of CC coming out. I think Velgar will die, and that will be a dieback. Fluke channeling his ulti for dear life, but will drop, and that will be 2 heroes with dieback. That might be the GG call here. As Pango swashbuckles away, hanging out for dear life in this dreadful game here. Aeon Disc. And that will be the GG. Hopefully both these players enjoyed their experience on a D2E in-house. Hopefully these players will come back for more. Was an exciting game, both games. I think that last fight just came down to Zahari, the Riki cleaning up the backline so well. Void not having the necessary vision to really get the best chrono off. And unfortunate for them, looks like Radiant will lose this game. Good game. Comes up by Fluke once again. A lot of GGs. Velgar with the pause. Unpausing. GGs.